What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Good morning. What's the deal? West Coast in the building. This is Arizona Cardinals, the Seattle Seahawks, the San Francisco 49ers, and of course, the LA Rams. We like to talk a lot of shit on this podcast, and that's just what it is. But we have to break it down, tell you the truth, and
Mm-hmm.
educate you and bring you into this new day. We are in week 8, ladies and gentlemen. I we are literally almost halfway through the season. What, one game halfway through the season? I'm your host, Jay Ticker. You know what time it is. Got the homie
Yes,
Zell on the
sir.
other side. What's the deal, Zell?
We doing well. Alive and kicking. We out here repping. Facts only. Bold as gold, baby. Let's roll.
Hey, I didn't know you were a rapper. That's pretty cool.
I got a few lyrics in my book.
It's dope.
Absolutely.
And you got a song out too.
It's on its way.
It's on its way.
Be on the lookout. I'll let y'all know.
Zell, what we talking about today?
It's week 8. We in mid-season.
Yeah.
People's on buys, getting rest. Some people are getting over injuries. Some people are getting injured. Teams are getting shaken up. There's a lot going on. A lot going on. But big moves are being made right now. Big moves, trades. People are trying to make sure that they are in position to win later on in the season, adding key pieces, as we've seen with last week's trade and Christian McCaffrey going to the 49ers. We got a few more trades. Kadarius Toney, the speedster from the Giants, heading over to Kansas City Chiefs to replace Tyreek Hill. Now, I feel like this is a big time move. And Andy Reid, he knows what he's doing over there. So to replace Tyreek Hill, that's a tough task. Tyreek Hill is one of a kind. But Kadarius Toney, he's a home run hitter. He can make some big splash plays and be a key piece for that Kansas City Chiefs offense. Patrick Mahomes got another, new weapon, someone who can catch the ball and make plays like he once had in Tyreek Hill. So trades are popping. Robert Quinn to the Eagles. Big time.
I
The
really
Eagles
like
want to
that.
win now.
I really like
You
that
know
one.
what I mean?
Yeah.
How you feel about these?
Uh, I really like that one. That was one of my favorite transactions throughout week 7. Robert Quinn, you guys get a hungry pass rusher. He was the best pass rusher on the Bears defense. And that's a loaded defense. We're talking about the Bears. That's the only reason why they're able to stay in games. Uh, can't believe they actually won last week against New England. That was crazy. But I believe a lot of people was able to see what I've been saying this entire time about Mac Jones. He's not that guy. But that was a very interesting move. You got a very, 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 very good defensive line now in the Philadelphia Eagles, who's gonna cause some problems, and they're probably gonna be. I'm saying like literally, the defensive line of the Dallas Cowboys and the Philadelphia Eagles are basically gonna cancel each other out at this point. That's how I truly feel. So who's going to be able to put up the points? Can Dak catch a rhythm before the end of the season when they play that next game?
Mm.
Still a few games left on their schedule. But another move that was very interesting for me that I believe is the most underrated and overlooked injury, actually, that happened was with Shaq Barrett of
Mm.
the Buccaneers. That's big time. And I don't believe a lot of people are paying attention to that because you got to look at where the Buccaneers are right now. Most people thought that this team was going to be a team that did the exact same thing it did the previous 2 years, right? And with reason to believe, you've got the best quarterback in the world right now. And he's still able to put up some numbers. I mean, he did put up 300 yards this past weekend. I believe a lot of people are looking at Tom Brady as if he has a noodle of an arm now, but that's not the case. The problem is not Brady. I strongly believe it. You had a lot of receivers dropping, a lot of passes, and anytime your receivers can't catch the ball, what do you think is going to happen, dude? kill their chances of being able to get that run game established, because now like the only thing they're going to focus on is zoning in on that run game. Once they shut that run game down, what offensive playing game plan do you truly have? Zell, huge blow to their defense. Nevertheless, Shaq Barrett is pretty much, in my opinion, one of the most important pieces on their defense, and looks like
Mm-hmm.
he's going to be out for a while. And I'd like to see, you know, I would like to see some things happen. They definitely need to make some moves. There's a lot of guys on the free agent market right now that are available that they can take a look at and get at least 80% of what Shaq was bringing in for sure. If they don't have anyone to back him up in that position.
Yeah, it's tough. Tom Brady is on his last ride,
Yeah.
quite possibly. And
Yeah.
this is one of the key pieces that he needed to get back to glory, to get back to the big stage.
Yeah.
Shaq Barrett was a huge piece that was he's wreaking havoc. And when you have somebody like that who will give your DB some time, when he's chasing after the quarterback, give him some time, and it allows them to make plays in the backfield. So uh, it's tough. It's tough, and I feel for Tom Brady right now. He's going through a lot.
He
Couple
is.
losses.
Yeah. Is that three in a row? Three in a row.
Three in a
And
row.
that's
Three in a
and then
row.
we're just talking about, his on the field losses. His life's pretty crazy right now. So, wish nothing but the best for that guy. I don't wish any negativity on anyone. And this is, we sit here, we talk sports and we talk shit to each other because that's what you're supposed to do. But we never wish any ill will on anybody's personal life, especially uh, one of the most important parts of their lives, which is the family element. Um,
Absolutely.
I want to also bring to mind that a lot of people are also underlooking the fact that Van Jefferson is back. He's been activated on the LA Rams, and they also have uh, Troy Hill back. So that's going to help a lot, Zell. Today they play the San Francisco 49ers. We know who's going to win that game, nevertheless, but I believe it's definitely going to help them in terms of at least offsetting the lack thereof that they have right now going on with that team. The Rams are a very interesting team because I believe that they still do have what it takes to get there, but they don't. I believe they definitely need to go reach out to OBJ. I don't understand why that hasn't happened. I also recommended that the Tampa Bay Buccaneers maybe take a look into the OBJ market as well, because this is going to put them in a much better position offensively. And right now, as you can see, Brady needs all the help he can get, and everybody's locking in on Cooper Kupp. He's not going to be that. He's not going to be as effective when he's going to be the main focus of that defense, because they're going to be able to game plan and scheme against that, and that's just what it is.
Well, I know Cooper Kupp is going against a decimated DB, group, and I think that bodes well for him with those injuries that the 49ers have. Cooper Kupp is really coming in there playing against backups.
Yeah.
That's just how I see it.
Yeah.
So
disrespectful. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, Zell.
Light work.
Yeah, that's fine. We're not going to allow you to continue to do that, though, sir. Just because you're the host of the show doesn't mean that you're going to just not do the show and just talk shit about the 49ers, okay? We're not going to allow that.
It has to be thrown out there. I got to throw a couple of them jabs out there. But hey, it's all truth.
Yeah.
It's all truth.
All right.
Nothing but facts. So let's dive into the 10 a.m. games, the early ones.
Okay.
Since people want to hear those right now, okay?
Yeah.
Carolina, Atlanta. Where are we at with this? It seems like just two bad teams playing each other. Where do we even go with this one? How are you feeling about this one?
Yeah. I mean, I don't like neither one of them, to be honest with you. As a matter of fact, Zell, I feel that this is a waste of a conversation. I feel both franchises have not done themselves any favors in making any smart decisions in the last 5 years, to be quite honest. I don't understand their direction. I don't even know what their teams are made of in terms of makeup. I don't know what if they're a run first team. I don't know if they're supposed to be a defensive minded. I'm confused on the whole thing. Matt Rule's out in Carolina. They've got an assistant coach now filling in. I don't see this game really being an entertaining game. I will say that the Atlanta Falcons do seem to have someone better at quarterback, and that's going to be the difference maker, just as it normally is. And Marcus Mariota obviously is not a starter in most cases, but in this case, when you're rebuilding your team and you're waiting for someone to come out in the draft, got a couple good quarterbacks coming out this season. Um, uh, it's going to be a very interesting way that they win, but I believe that Kyle Pitts is going to have a couple catches, probably rack up about 60 to 70 yards, hopefully, at least that. That's not a lot asking for Kyle Pitts. He can do that. That's a very bare minimum. Can he get the ball is the question. Now, keep in mind, when I give you guys this information, I'm talking about a guy who actually has Kyle Pitts on his fantasy team, a guy who actually beat the shit out of Zell last week when we played the fantasy game. Zell, would you like to expand upon that, or how
I'm
do
gonna
you
give you
feel?
one name, Ken Walker. Ken Walker allowed you to beat me last week. Yes, he gave you about 50 some points, and that man is the reason why you won. Kyle Pitts, sheesh, his fantasy season is over. I mean, you might as well drop him and pick somebody else up because Marcus Mariota can't get him the ball.
Okay. Well, I'm picking Atlanta in this one. Carolina doesn't have a team. They just gave away their best receiver, Robbie Anderson. He's now at the Arizona playing with the Arizona Cardinals, which should be interesting now because if Arizona can make it work with a healthy DeAndre Hopkins on the other side, it'll be a very interesting thing to watch. Let's just say that. I'm picking the Falcons over the Panthers.
I like your pick, and I'm gonna stick with your pick. I'm gonna run with the Atlanta Falcons, and especially because Baker Mayfield is back. I think that right there is the reason why they will probably lose this game. I would say PJ Walker needs to be in there playing since he got a win against Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay went down to PJ Walker, and he deserves another start. Let Baker sit for a second. It's clear that you want to tank this season. There's no way that you want to get a great, a playoff position. There's no way that they want to get into the playoffs. Just the moves that they've made this season, it's clear that they need a top draft pick. So let PJ Walker go in there, and if he provides a spark and wins a game, cool. But don't try to win by putting Baker in. In their eyes, Baker's the better quarterback. But in my eyes, Baker's going to be the reason why they lose. Sad day. Sad day what's going on with Baker over there in Carolina. While we're talking about these quarterback issues, let's move on to Chicago and Dallas, because Chicago got some bad words from us last week. We were talking so bad about them, talking about New England was just going to spank them, kill them. There was no chance, no possible chance. And what happened? They proved everybody wrong, went in with a game plan, and executed it.
I'm not gonna lie, I felt like an asshole.
Sounded like one. But it happens. It happens in predictions. But Chicago is not going to win this game. In my eyes, Dallas is a much better team overall. And Chicago, yes, they had a great game, but I don't see them consistently putting back-to-back great games together. Chicago is who Chicago is, and Justin Fields still wants out. There's a reason why he wants out. And so when they go into Dallas, they're going to leave with an L. How you feeling?
Well, because they're going to Dallas, I believe that's one of the most important things that we want to remind people, because most of the Chicago Bears wins have been in Chicago. Also, you've got the fact that I'm not putting any stock into a running quarterback other than Lamar Jackson winning the game by himself. I'm sorry. I'm not going to expect that to be a winning formula for football. I'm sorry. I don't see any creativity from the Chicago Bears' offensive coordinator thus far. I also had a chance to watch them last year when they played against the 49ers, and we got the same results. It doesn't seem like they're using the right offense for Justin Fields. It doesn't seem as if they're interested in creating a winning offense around Justin Fields. And just as typical as Chicago is, you still have them only focused on one part of the football, and that's on the defensive side. I can't imagine why you believe that at this time, the way that the rules have been changed for offenses to be more successful so that they can put up more points for the betterment of the game. How could you not believe that now is not the time to support your number one draft pick, your first round draft pick? You invested so much into this guy just to allow him to look as, dare I say, Rex Grossman did when he played for the Chicago Bears. And
Mm.
because of it, I'm going to have to tell you that the Dallas Cowboys will win. As painful as it makes me feel, you guys have no idea how much I fucking hate it that I have to vote for a mediocre fan base, mediocre organization, and a mediocre quarterback. How do you think I feel? But hey, what do I know? Dallas will win today. I will say that. So as soon as you guys get over the fact that I can't stand you, understand that I'm actually still here with you. Okay? You got my support today, and I won't say it again. Hopefully, it'll be the last time. Dallas wins.
Segue into Miami versus Detroit. Detroit is not good. They're not a great team, but they provide energy. They play hard. They're going to give you their all. Dan Campbell. Miami has some Ferraris in their garage. Miami is ready to run. Everybody healthy. Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle. I feel a touchdown coming. Let's go, Tua. And I'm still wanting Tua to do well. I'm still wanting Tua to look as Tua did in the beginning because it was gruesome to look at, that whole thing, and just for him to get past that and play well and not let it affect his game is really big, and I'm supporting him on that. So I think the team overall is great. I think his team overall is better than Detroit, and Detroit is poised for a number 2 pick overall. I think the Dolphins will take this.
Okay. I mean, the opening part of your statement was very, 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 very intriguing.
Mm.
Vroom, vroom, hop into the Lambo. I'm dipping out. I can't see you no more. Cheetah. The last time I saw a cheetah was on National Geographic. It was fast, Zell. It hid, it camouflaged. I couldn't see it. It ate, galloped throughout the safari. It ate, had a couple wildebeests, a couple caribou. It's a motherfucker. Enzel. At the time, I didn't see them have no issues with nobody. I mean, the king of the jungle is the king of the jungle. But they didn't have problems with nobody. besides the king of the jungle. Right now, the king of the jungle in the NFL is Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs. They got the coach, they got the quarterback, they got the offense, they got the defense.
Mm.
But when I saw that cheetah pounce on that last piece of caribou, I said to myself, that shit don't look too bad. I want a piece of caribou. And then I thought about it. I said, nah, I don't want no caribou. So I would never, ever, Zell, after seeing this and having this personal experience with this cheetah, and was able to see all of the great things that God has blessed him with, vote against the cheetah, okay, in week 8.
Can't do it. Can't do it.
I'm taking the Miami Dolphins. I'm taking it with an iron fist. They got a great offensive coordinator, head coach. Excuse me, sir.
He's okay.
Okay. You know how Salah do.
That's Salah. This
Hey,
ain't
hey,
Mike
hey,
McDaniel.
hey.
Hey.
From the same cloth, my brother.
Hope
Mr.
so.
Mike McDaniel's going to give you everything that you dreamed of. I'm taking the Dolphins.
Fins up. Fins up. I like it. We on the same page so far. Well, let's see how this next game goes, because we know how you be high on Kyler Murray. Arizona Cardinals and the Minnesota Vikings. Start this off since you know high on Kyler. Let me see how you feeling about this one.
So you're right. Okay.
Or is he still acting like a?
Well, first of all, I just want to say this. I thought that you were going to spit your game, talk your shit, grab your gat, call your click. Squeeze that clip, pass the right one. Got a question for you, my friend. I know you want an answer, but this is going to start with a question.
Okay.
Have you ever seen a Viking before?
Never.
Okay. Glad you said that. Now, can you give me a description of maybe the folk tales that you've heard about this alleged Viking that existed not so long ago?
Brutal. Warriors. Ready to go at any moment.
Hmm. All right, I'm going to ask you this. Have you ever seen what a cardinal can do?
Never have I ever seen a Cardinal.
And based off of the folktale of what you've heard about these Cardinals, can you tell me about their personality or their makeup?
Red in the face. That's all I know.
I want to thank you for your time, your assistance, for that quick Q&A. Because what I do know is that I have an experience that's much different from yours. You see, I feel like my picks are not just about the numbers, which makes me great. my fantasy winnings when I line them up and I start guys like Ken Walker Jr., who y'all have never heard of before. And I get W's. And guess what I saw? Yeah. Finger licking good. Every time. Every time you see a Viking in combat. A Cardinal versus a Viking, it ain't nothing. So the Cardinal now becomes the pet. I take the Cardinal, I catch it, I clip it, I shed it, I pluck it, I skin it because I like skinless. I take the Creole seasoning and the Lawry's, and I take the Johnny's. Garlic salt ain't never tasted so good. So I throw it in there too. Zell, I get that gold medal all-purpose flour for $1.83 on that grocery shelf. And I make sure I keep the bag after I leave. Because I'm taking the flour, the Lawry's, the Johnny's, and everything else. And I'm throwing it inside that grocery bag that I bought it in. Because I don't like throwing away stuff, bro. You got to recycle.
Got to.
I shake it up. Shake it real good. Because you're going to be mad if it ain't all breaded. Who likes eating a bird when you can't eat all the bread? And then I saw it, Zell. I saw it. I said, damn. This nigga just got out of combat. I know he gonna be hungry. And the Viking, he took it. He walked into the kitchen. Where the fuck is my house and pfeffer? And then here comes the little girl with the ponytail and the pig locks. She's walking out with the porridge and the bird. She sets it on the table. And Zell, I tell you, when that nigga sucked that fork into that goddamn cardinal, took his knife and gouged it. Juices flowing out the fucking bread, Zell, of the damn chicken. This cardinal tastes good. And I said, Zell, when he asks me next week who I'm picking, who I believe will win in combat, when it comes to Arizona Cardinal and a Minnesota Viking, Zell, how you think I'm feeling?
Hungry.
Than a motherfucker. And I'm not gonna lie. We may have to take a short break just to get something to eat.
Hey, I could eat. again.
Zell, who you got?
So I did not quite understand
Mm.
your story,
Oh,
but the one thing that I did understand was that you know how to cook some cardinal. And
do.
somebody needs to take down that recipe because I ain't never heard of nobody putting Johnny's and Lowry's together. You're one of a kind, my brother. So now that we got the cooking show out the way, we can get to the fact that Kyler Murray is going to get cooked today. Kyler Murray, that Cardinal that you were speaking of, is going to get cooked by Daniil Hunter, that Minnesota Viking. Here he comes, Cardinals. And you better watch out because you're about to get clipped. You're about to get skinned because he likes them skinless. And you're about to get thrown in that motherfucking bag, fried up real nicely, no pink. Perfect Cardinal. Minnesota Vikings are going to win today. That was a recipe right there. That was a
Well
recipe
said, my
right
brother.
there.
Well said.
That was a
You are
recipe.
truly
Wow.
fantastic in what you do.
Wow. That was amazing. Speaking on cooking, let's go over to this other game because it's a toss up for me.
Mm.
Uh, Las Vegas Raiders
Mm.
playing in New Orleans. This is a toss up, and Jameis Winston still can't take the starting spot from Andy Dalton, the Red Rifle. Has the
Interesting.
Red Rifle come back? I wouldn't say so, but maybe the Saints think so. Maybe they just know that Jameis Winston is not that dude. Maybe they just are trying to make sure that the games aren't thrown, by Jameis Winston and his interception throwing ass. Although Andy Dalton does do the same thing. I don't know what the dynamic is over there, but the Saints they're not who we expected them to be, and they are not who we're accustomed to seeing. And like Alvin Kamara said, they're not used to losing. He is not used to losing. And so this era, this Red Rifle Jameis Winston era, is not
Mm.
what he's used to. And I know that he's a little upset about it. I know that he wants to get out of this situation. Um, but then again, you have the Raiders who you're playing against who also have their own issues. Derek Carr, like we said last week, is not playing up to the level as people expect. Every year at the beginning of the season, they put him in the top five. Every year, someone is saying that he might be the MVP this year, and he lets them down every single year. No Darren Waller. For Foster Moreau. Foster Moreau. That's the backup tight end that's not cutting it. And so Devontae Adams has heavily leaned on. You know, Hunter Renfro can't find the ball this year. It's tough. I'm taking New Orleans, even though I'm still a little shaky on them. I'm taking New Orleans to win this game in New Orleans. Las Vegas hasn't shown me that they can win on the road, and so that's where I'm going. How you feeling about this even matchup?
Mm. Well, I don't know, but I do know enough, I guess. Because right now, what I'm seeing out of the Las Vegas Raiders is a complete disappointment of what we thought they were going to be. I genuinely get upset when I hear about all of the excuses that they are able to make in terms of injuries. It's true right now. They've got a bevy of injuries right now, and guys are really hurt, and it's going to affect their game today. You've got Jonathan Abram out, okay, with an illness. You've got Devontae Adams out with an illness. What's going on in the locker room? Who's not fucking spraying their Lysol? I have no idea. You got the defensive end to Tayshawn Bauer out with an illness as well. So you got three guys out with being due to being sick, right? A cold, which no one knows what this illness is. Uh, but then you've got guys who are out because of injuries. Uh, Divine Diablo is still out. Mac Hollins is out. He's not a starting receiver, but you still need these guys to come in and fill in when you need to be, especially on special teams and especially in the third and fourth position. You've got Darren Waller. Come on now. You guys don't think that that's an essential part of your offense? That guy is probably the best player on your on offense right now, with the exception of Devontae Adams. I still haven't seen Darren Waller. Matter of fact, free Waller. How about that? Can we just free Waller? Because Derek Carr ain't throwing it to him. I mean, if you guys are Raider fans, you've got to be really disgusted with your season. I mean, I'm a 49er fan at heart. I rep gang all day, but you guys have definitely got to be thinking about maybe a secondary option like Zell. He chooses to go with the Baltimore Ravens. I told him that I didn't think that that was a good idea. I don't believe people should have two teams, but you guys pretty much are cut from the same cloth, Raiders, Ravens. So maybe you can consider it. And now let's not talk about the New Orleans Saints. I mean, their best receiver is out. Just so let's cancel each other out. You got Devontae Adams out, and you've also got wide receiver Michael Thomas out right now. Apparent foot injury once again. You've got Jarvis Landry. So your one and your two is out. So who's going to throw it to who? Your starting cornerback and former Pro Bowl, Marshawn Lattimore, he's out. Okay. Tight end, Adam Troutman, backup tight end, out. Your starting guard, Andrews Pete, out. Your nickelback, Paulson Adebo, out. Jawan Johnson, backup tight end, out. And then you've also got David Yameta, who's out with an illness. So we're talking about four guys who are out with illnesses. One on the Saints, three on the Raiders. I'm assuming that something maybe happened during practice. Maybe they were in the same area. I'm not sure what's going on. But wherever these guys are at, it could be the change in weather. I don't know, Zell. Okay, I'm not a freaking doctor. But head coach Josh McDaniels did go on the record and admit that there was a bug going on around the facility, and now all the players that are questionable with the illness should be good to go for Sunday. Um, but I guess it's kind of just one of those things where they have to wait and see. Um, Darren Waller did actually practice on Friday, so that's a good thing. But at the end of the day, when you talk about two teams just being terrible and who's the better team, and although Derek Carr's had some really difficult times, I'll go ahead and give it to the Raiders. They'll go ahead and win this game today because Devontae Adams, if he can suit up and get out there and at least give him 70%, it's still better than what the Saints have. Two guys who are your starting receivers, and Alvin Kamara is the only weapon. Who's throwing it to him?
That's it. Some guy. Some backup.
Yeah.
Let's just get on with this next pick because it's divisional. And it's Big Bill Belly, Big Belichick, and the New England Patriots against a New York Jets team that took a huge blow to their season. Huge blow. They were riding high. They were running through, around, over all teams this year. Brees Hall is out for the season. Big time blow for Zach Wilson. Big time blow for Robert Saleh. Huge blow for the New York Jets. I feel as though Brees Hall was the reason why they were winning these games. Once they let him loose and allowed him to be the starter, he ran with it and kept their record on the winning side. So I believe that his contributions were huge to the success, and without him, that will put a lot more on Zach Wilson, and they will not win this game. I think Big Belly goes into the Jets home and takes that dub.
Hmm. Even with a lot of guys out, huh?
Even with the guys out. Bailey
Interesting.
Zappi,
Yeah.
it's for sure now, so for sure thing. This is their guy. No more Mac Jones. We don't even have to think about it. Just go with Bailey Zappi, let him run your offense,
Okay.
and go with it.
Okay. Well, Zell, I'll be honest with you. I don't believe you you know what you're talking about.
Uh-oh.
Um, I believe what you're saying is that, correct me if I'm wrong, that the New England Patriots are going to lose against the New York Jets. Is that correct?
No, 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 no.
They're going.
Belichick is going to go and take the W.
Oh, he's going to take the W. I'm sorry.
He's going to go
No.
into the Jets and
Yeah,
take the
you
W.
definitely don't know what you're talking about, and I like
Oh,
that
shit.
you don't know what
Okay.
you're talking about. Once again,
Okay.
it doesn't matter even where you go, you're still wrong. You see how that works?
Nope.
Um, Zell, let me tell you something, man. Um, today is a good day for Bill Belichick because he gets a chance to see what Bailey Zappi can do, right? Right. But is it really a good day for him when he goes into the place where it all broke down? You remember them days when the New England Patriots had to play against the New York Jets, and your quarterback, Mark Sanchez, was the starting quarterback. Those were good times. Rex Ryan was the defensive coordinator and head coach. And Bart Scott, oh, don't we just love Bart Scott? Y'all don't really know the history of how this works, right? I think that's where y'all get it all twisted. And you forget that this is actually a big deal, this game. You see, if you remember the earlier days of Mr. Tom Brady when he used to go in with Mr. Randy Moss, or let's just even break it down a little bit more, take a little bit back, Troy Brown. Come on. Come on. This is a big deal for the New England Patriots. Bill Belichick knows what's at stake. But I'm going to tell you why that still won't be enough. You are talking about a coach in Mr. Robert Saleh who knows how to play the New England Patriots. Oh, you don't know that. Oh, you don't know that he's a defensive genius when it comes to defensive coordinator and making defensive plays, calls that puts his defense in positions to win the game. So that his quarterback ain't really got to do too much but just manage the thing. And the real travesty in it all, ladies and gentlemen, is that you've got tons of people that are having issue after issue after issue when it comes to the New England Patriots. When is the last time you've seen a quarterback so injured? Call me crazy, but I thought this was Mac Jones' second year. And for some reason, he continues to have injury after injury. Now, what happened when he came off the injury and he tried to play last week? What letter of the alphabet did he capture? Was it a W, ladies and gentlemen, or was it an L? Okay, I don't hear you because the lady in the back is telling me to keep on preaching. Guys, they've got a damn near a whole entire football team injured right now. They are struggling, the New England Patriots. David Andrews, their center, concussion. Christian Barmore, Their defensive lineman, me, Kyle Duggar, strong safety, or their safety. Sorry about that. He's out. Nelson Aguilar, hamstring. Anthony Jennings, the cornerback. What about their starting safety? Adrian Phillips. Jonathan Jones, their cornerback. Their tackle, Isaiah Wynn, questionable shoulder. Now, we do have some injuries that are on the New York Jets. Dwayne Brown, their offensive tackle. It's a big deal. His knee, he's out. I'm sorry, his shoulder. Jermaine Johnson is second. That's a big deal. But it's all good. Because guess what? You're talking about a team that is resilient enough. And they have less injuries that knows how to play against a Bill Belichick offense. And right now, that offense ain't the same offense. So, sir, when you ask me a question, who's going to win when it comes to the New England Patriots coming down to New Jersey? My friend, I can only give you one answer. The New Jersey motherfucking Jets. Bay. Bay.
Okay. You rolling with the pick that I took the last couple of weeks. But there's a reason why I really can't see them winning it. You can. So this might get you back in the game. This might get you back in the game that we're playing with our predictions. But then it might not.
Pause.
Pause.
It's crazy.
This next game, though, is a Pennsylvania classic.
Mm.
Two cities, so close. Not a rivalry, but hey, close to it. We got the Pittsburgh Steelers versus the Philadelphia Eagles. Philadelphia Eagles want to win now, and they're adding pieces. Robert Quinn.
Yeah.
The Pittsburgh Steelers want to win now because they haven't been winning.
Yeah.
Which rock moves? Who pushes who in this in-state battle? Who comes out victorious? Is it the hometown hero in Kenny Pickett? Or is it the up-and-coming in Jalen Hurts and those fly Eagles? I can't see Pittsburgh coming close. Philadelphia is in Philadelphia. It's a home game for them. They have been running all over people, and everyone is healthy. They have the great receivers in A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith. Steelers defense is up and down. Sometimes they're ready to go. Sometimes they bring it, but then sometimes they just give up a whole lot of points. So I'm leaning towards the giving up a whole lot of points. I feel like Philadelphia is going to run it up on them, and their defense should come through, especially if Robert Quinn can just get in there and get after the quarterback. Kenny Pickett is going to be running for his life. I'm definitely rolling with the Philadelphia Eagles to cover 11.5 points. How do you feel about this one, Mr. Tick? Because this is an in-state game. You think that makes a difference?
I like that you think that it will be. It won't be, though.
No.
Pittsburgh, Philadelphia, two entirely different cities in one state. One hates the other. There is no brotherly love. Pittsburgh focus on the past. Pennsylvania only has room for one. Right now, the Philadelphia Eagles are doing exactly what you just said. Flying high. So when you ask the question, who wins the in-state battle? This is going to be a good one just because I love seeing the Steelers lose. But this is going to be even special. Even more special because I saw something that they did that I thought was stupid. See, they got rid of a quarterback who was already familiar with their system. This quarterback was a somewhat serviceable quarterback as long as you can get somebody to run the ball. And they had that person, James Conner and Najee Harris. And what happened? What did Pittsburgh do? Now, he may be a little racist, but he can play some football. And Myles Garrett can't stand his ass. But they still should have kept him. As a matter of fact, dare I say, it would have sold more tickets because now you have that little feud between Myles Garrett and said other. I don't even want to mention his name because I don't like him. But they should have kept him. And so because you didn't make the right decision, and that's how life serves you every single time, ladies and gentlemen. See, if you don't get out the bed to take a piss, your kidney gonna hurt. Or the liver, whichever one you want to disappoint. Guys, it's simple to me. The Philadelphia Eagles will fly high as a motherfucking bird in the sky. This nigga is going to go beyond the fucking atmosphere. They going to kick some ass and sign autographs later because they truly are Showtime. Box office.
Why does every bird sound the same to you? You got the same bird for a hawk, an eagle, an owl, a cardinal. None of them sound like that. We gotta get your bird sounds down. If you're gonna keep throwing out them, I don't even want to do it. Let's move on, since we both agree on Philadelphia. Tennessee is going into the terrible, terrible Texans home in a battle where they're supposed to be even. This is a pick'em game. What is going on? The disrespect to Derrick Henry? Do they really ride that high on Ryan Tannehill? Is he that much of a needle mover to make them drop to a pick'em with the Houston Texans? It's mind-boggling to me. I don't get it. Derrick Henry is that dude. And if he can run over the Colts, then he can run over the Texans. Derrick, the man Henry, is going to stiff arm his way to a win. No Tannehill, no problem. It's Malik Willis' time to shine, baby. Come through, Malik. Show him what you made of. Don't look back. Because you know they want to move on from Ryan Tannehill. They want to move on from him so bad. They picked Malik Willis as the first quarterback taken in the draft. This is his time to come in and show why he can be better than Ryan Tannehill, why he can do just as well. And the Tennessee Titans will have a better future from then on out. So I'm rooting for Malik Willis. I believe that he is a great quarterback, and I think that he will come in and do his job. Come in and take the dub. Where are you at with this one? because Houston should never win a game.
Well, I was confused in the beginning. Uh, you said too much,
Mm,
and I wish you didn't.
mm.
Tennessee Titans, go Titans. Derrick Henry, respect his name. He ain't lighting his ass. He's a beast. He will carry the team on his back. He's done it for years, and he still has that same ability. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, I want you to remember one thing: Malik Willis will do some things in the NFL. How great he will be is dependent upon him. He's better than Ryan Tannehill is. The only reason why Ryan Tannehill wins the job is because he has more experience in the system. Let me tell you about Malik Willis. Scouts raved over him in the beginning of the draft. There's no reason why Malik Willis should not be successful as long as they give him the assets and pieces that Mr. Tannehill had prior to their departures. Let's not forget what kind of team Ryan Tannehill was playing with when they were going deep into the playoffs these past couple of seasons. Okay? Now, give Malik Willis the same thing and he's going to do better. I feel like he knows how to do a little bit more with more. With that being said, there's no way that the Tennessee Titans aren't going to win today. They're going to win, and they're going to win very well. They're going to look good while they do it, and Derrick Henry's going to probably give you at least 2 touchdowns today. I know that seems like a little bit out of line because we haven't seen Derrick Henry be consistent, but he will do it today because they need him to do it. And so the game plan is going to be created around his assets so that they can win. And it's going to happen. Tennessee, that's my pick.
I love it. I love it. I just don't see how this is a pick 'em. That part just so confusing to me. The disrespect I feel on Derrick Henry. But hey, here we are. Now, the disrespect that we showed Washington last week. So disrespectful. Didn't
Oh,
even
yeah.
want to talk about him. One word answers.
Sure.
But one word that we did say was Taylor Heineke. 2 words, I guess. One name. Taylor Heineke came in there with the utmost confidence. Carson, who? Taylor Heineke is coming for that job, Carson, and he's not looking back. And he has the backing of his whole team. He has his team's confidence in him.
Oh, yeah.
And that right there says a lot about him, and it's going to help him and bolster his play. You know, when you have the confidence from your teammates, it allows you to be more confident in your decisions. And at the quarterback position, you need him to be confident. So going into Indianapolis, where they just fired Matt Ryan, like we said, Matt Ryan was not going to finish off this season as the starting quarterback. He was on his last leg, and they relieved him of his job because it was necessary, so necessary. They sent him back to the horse house and allowed him to sit his ass down and take a chill pill. Sam Ellinger, though, the new guy in, I cannot say that, he's going to be any better than Matt Ryan. So I think it's just a move for them to see what they have going forward. But I don't see them winning this game, even in Indianapolis.
Understood.
I'm going with Washington and Taylor Heineke.
Yeah, of course you would. Yeah. You seem like one of those guys anyway, Zell. It doesn't surprise me. This
What type
guy
is that?
wins today and he's the best quarterback in the league, and now tomorrow he loses. Oh God, I knew I never had confidence in him because he was too young and he didn't have anything to offer. What do we know about Taylor Heineke?
Hey,
Oh yeah.
hey.
Oh la 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 la. Let me tell you who's gonna win today, Zell. I know it hurts you to admit every single thing when it comes to truth. Okay? Truth, for some reason, that 5-letter word is just so difficult for you to comprehend. and actually abide by. I don't know why you believe that the Colts don't have a chance in this game. They're at home. You think just because Matt Ryan is out, he was actually a problem. Matt Ryan was the reason why they weren't winning. So if you take Matt Ryan out the equation and just let me see, run the ball, I believe we have somewhat of a chance to kind of get the dub in this case, sir. Because what we do know about the Indianapolis Colts is that they do have defense and they will play it too. They also have offense, and they will play it too. Sam Ellinger, I got a chance to check him out. Pause a little bit when he was at the University of Texas. If I'm not mistaken, that's where he came from. Oh, Mr. Sam Ellinger, he wasn't a bad quarterback. He was serviceable. He did some good things. He got a little foot action on him. Actually, he can run a little bit, you know, to be from the Caucasian persuasion. But hey, one thing I do know, Zell, and I've seen it many times. Uh, when it comes to being a brand new quarterback in the league. You're gonna be nervous a little bit. You're gonna shake a little bit under those bright lights. And but this ain't his first walk. And I think that's where y'all continue to forget. Mr. Sam Ellinger can get the job done, but the coach was gonna have to help him out. Is he a better quarterback right now than the opponent? Than the opposing quarterback? No, I don't believe he is. But what I do know is that home field advantage does play a significant factor. And what your head coach wants to do is he wants to win. He doesn't want to experiment with Mr. Ellinger. So he's going to give him everything he needs that is going to help him. Remember, he does have a very smart head coach. Mr. Frank Reich is nothing to sneeze at, brother. Comes from a very good coaching tree, very serviceable coaching tree. You notice this word serviceable I've used. It's a very pedestrian type of, I guess, uh, reference, but I don't mean pedestrian at all. I mean that these guys are good at what they do. And that's what I truly mean to say. So, Indianapolis is going to put together something that they need to do. Throw the ball. We're going to make it really, really, really simple. We're going to run the ball. We're going to get creative with our little toys. We still got oof, our receivers they're not looking too bad right about now. Indianapolis is going to be good, man. I'm going to take the Colts, sir, and that's it because that's who's going to win.
You say that,
Mm.
and that's okay
Mm-hmm.
because they're both just trash teams anyway.
Sure.
But let's go on to my game of the week
Mm.
because this is going to be a very, very determining factor type game. This
Yes,
is
sir. Well.
this has a lot of implications on it that will tell us a little bit about the future of both teams.
Oh, okay. Go ahead, talk to me.
Hawks versus the Giants.
Mm.
Seattle Seahawks in Seattle,
Mm.
home of the 12, against Danny Dimes and the Giants. Saquon is still healthy. That right there is crazy to me. Saquon is still healthy and making cuts as though he got brand new ACLs. He's making hard cuts, making people miss.
Come on,
Looking great out there.
come on.
But every time he makes a hard cut, ooh, I cringe. I don't want to see one of those ACLs go. MCL, no. I want to see him play. I want to see him play long. Pause. I want to see
Thank you.
Saquon be Saquon. And
Appreciate it.
I really believe that this is the game that the Seahawks will win. And from here on out, the Seahawks have a tough schedule. But this one right here, the 6-1 Giants are not 6-1 material. Yes, the record looks good, but the team is not as good as what their record shows. I'm not saying that they're not a decent team, but they're not as great as 6-1. They're not. I wouldn't put them above the Baltimore Ravens, even though they won, just as a team. So the Seattle Seahawks are going to get this dub. And here are the reasons why. Tyreek Woolen versus Danny Jones. He's going to try him, and he's going to get picked off.
Mm.
Uchenna, you know his last name. That man gets after the ball. And that man is the reason why our D line has been so underrated and doing well this year. He has the most pressures. He's getting to the ball and he's making plays. And so those two right there are probably going to be the main reasons why we win this game today. Ken Walker is Ken Walker. Come on now. There's nothing more that needs to be said because everybody is talking about him now. I don't even got to say nothing anymore. I don't even have to say Ken Walker season because they're doing it for me now. And rightfully so. That man has put the league on notice, and that man has shown everyone why he was picked where he was and why he might have been or should have been picked even higher or sooner. That man is putting up major numbers. He's helping Tick win in his fantasy league. He's helping the Seahawks win, and he's making Geno Smith look good. If you can go down, throw 4 completions, and then your running back take a 75-yarder to the house, that's a drive that ends in a touchdown. Who does that look good on? That looks good on Geno Smith. And Geno Smith is being hyped because he has great players around him making plays. I love it. I love it. Ken Walker, keep doing your thing, and soon you will get more recognition than Geno Smith, and rightfully so, because you are doing the dirty work. You are getting the positive yardage every single time. You are making the plays that people are talking about right now. Breaking tackles. Nobody can tackle him. Keith Sweat. Come on, he cannot be tackled, especially by the first man. Don't come at me with one man. You got to come at me with the whole team. That's what Ken Walker said. You seen the lady flip the double birds at him. They hate him because they ain't him. And that's okay. But I'm glad he's on my team. Mr. Ken Walker, Tyreek Woolen, Uchenna, and Mr. Geno, the General Smith.
Oof.
I don't even want to dive in too much into the Giants because I just know that Daniel Dimes is going to give us the ball a few times. Fumble, INT, both. It's going to happen. And Saquon better hold on to that ball because we're punching at it. I'm on my confidence level. My confidence level is high right now because this is one of the last games that I can really, really confidently say Seahawks going to take this dub. Let's go. No hate over there, man. No bias, man. Just give me your honest opinion. How you feeling about this game?
You said a lot, but I want to talk about the game since that's the question you asked. You see, what I know about the New York Giants is that they only lost one game this season. And then I had to think about who have they actually matched up against. And it was clear because all I had to do was Google it. So right now I have in front of my eyes every single game that the New York Giants have played, all the way up until week 8. I wanted to start off by a run with the Tennessee Titans. That was a win. The Giants in Tennessee. The second game of the season was against the Carolina Panthers. And it was in New York. They won. Next game they played were against the Cowboys. And this is only week 3, but they Still only lost by a touchdown. Let's talk about the following week. They won against the Chicago Bears. Then they came back weeks 5, I'm sorry, 6, came and beat the Green Bay Packers. Put up 27 points. Zell, they transitioned over to that week 6. And they played against your Baltimore Ravens. And they didn't just play them, they beat them. And the last game they played, that was just a cakewalk. Jacksonville Jaguars. So, Zell, I just gave you one loss and 6 wins against at least 2 or 3 of the teams that would be in the playoffs. Maybe even 3, to be exact. That's 50% of the schedule, Zell. 45%, 40, whatever you want to do. I don't care. What I do know is that the New York Giants are going to come in and they're going to do exactly what they want to do. They're going to run the ball because you don't have anybody that can stop Saquon. They're going to allow Daniel Jones to manage the game because he is a game managing machine. Alex Smith, let's go. They figured it out. Brian DeBall, he's not putting too much on his plate, but he's letting his strengths prosper. And he's supporting his strengths. And now that you have Saquon Barkley now available, no injury, he's in there and he's doing exactly what Saquon does. Now just imagine Saquon playing on your field. Imagine Saquon playing in Seattle. Imagine Daniel Jones coming in and thinking that there's no way in hell we're going to lose this game. We've done really well thus far. But see, that's the caveat. Because here's the problem. None of that shit's going to happen. Because today, my friends, the Seattle Seahawks are going to catch that W. No. They're going to catch that W. Because ain't no way Daniel Jones is going to be able to compete against that that freshly, newly assembled, pre-vaunted, let me say that, defense that I see they building up in Seattle. Pete is putting together some pieces that really do jump off the screen. That Tarek Woolen, man, is just a beast. And you've got some guys that are on that defensive line that, man, they going to turn something into something. They're going to get that pressure on that quarterback. I don't see too many guys having huge run games against this Seattle Seahawks defense either. But I do see Geno Smith playing really well, and today he's playing at home. Folks, when we talk about the numbers, and I'm all about percentages, we talk about the right shit. The right shit at this point is to say that the Seattle Seahawks will win. And that was more grotesque and undigestible. I don't even know if that's a word. But it was tough to say that. I worked myself up this entire morning to give you guys an unbiased analysis of what I see in the Seattle Seahawks in today's game. And they'll get a W. So enjoy it while you can.
I'm speechless. I'm truly, truly speechless. Look at you. Look at your glow up. Look at you leveling up. I love your progress. Can't say nothing about I can't say enough about it. This is amazing. And I really hope that this helps your percentage your prediction percentage. But at the end of the day, you're still going to lose to me. And when the Seahawks win, even though you predicted them to win, you're not going to like it. You're going to be hurting inside because it hurts you to say that, and it hurts you to watch it, and you're going to see all the things that I've been saying just come true. And Daniel Jones is your quarterback, and you are not letting him go. 2-2 are not making 4. Your Daniel Jones is going down, and our Seahawks are going up. Let's go. Seahawks Nation, let's fly. We got another one on our side. Let's go. Okay, now let's get into the next one because that was amazing and I love to hear it. Seahawks will win that game. Let's go into this game right here. San Francisco 49ers against the Los Angeles Rams, defending champs. The last game didn't go as planned for the Los Angeles Rams. And San Francisco came in there and Debo'd them. Literally. That was crazy. You didn't know who to pick last week or last time they played. But you got on the right side. And you took your San Francisco 49ers. Who are you taking in this game? Because, yeah, you guys won last one, but you got to see them again without Debo this time. How are you feeling?
Well, I feel a lot of ways. Some that aren't even, I can't even articulate. We've got a lot of guys out right now, still. Got Eric Armstead still out with the ankle injury. Got Debo now with a hamstring that he suffered last week. Drake Greenlaw still out with the calf injury. Now Juice Chick is out because of the finger. Jawan Jennings hamstring. He and Jason Verrett. He's bringing out. Now here's the thing. Rams brought back Troy Hill today. They activated him. They also brought back Van Jefferson. But see, one thing that I didn't mention in my injury report was that my two corners, they playing today. Now, Emmanuel Mosley is out. But what we do know is that's okay. Because we do have guys that can step in. So, what are we in? LA today. You've got a LA Rams team that wants to win so bad because, oh my God, they're so tired of losing. But then you've also got a San Francisco 49ers team who just been taking L's that they're not supposed to be taking, with the exception of that Kansas City Chiefs L. They were supposed to take that. That was the one you circle on the calendar and you say, we're going to lose this. It's fine. Who cares if it's in San Francisco? Come on, guys. Just be reasonable. Especially with the quarterback, Jimmy Garoppolo, starting, okay? It's not happening. Zell, I just want to bring to everyone's attention before I give you my pick that we do have Debo Samuel out today. And yeah, the LA Rams do have Van Jefferson coming back. But we also forgot to mention that San Francisco still has some offensive firepower that can't be matched. And it's just as good as any other starting lineup in the NFL, if not better. My friend, we got Brandon Ayuk, who I said was going to have a breakout year, who is, in so many ways, of his team. And the only reason why he's not having a breakout year to people who don't watch this team play every day is because, well, it's just that simple. They don't watch the team play every day. He's a great blocker, which is what Kyle Shanahan wanted him to work on. He's a fantastic blocker in the run game, which is what we do first. We are a run team first. So we're focusing on the important aspects of the team. Now, when Brandon gets the ball, let's talk about what happens. Oh, you guys didn't know? He's almost as deadly or as lethal as Debo Samuels. Have you watched Brandon Ayuk even play in a game besides when he played against the Seattle Seahawks?
Yes.
You did. Okay. So you do realize that when he touches the ball, the 49ers are in good hands. How do
Mm-mm.
you have a number one and number two receiver in a system where it requires the wide receiver to not just be a good blocker, but they're being run team play first, and then still have the nerve to have these wide receivers who are great in terms of yak? Do you realize that Debo Samuels and Brandon Ayuk both rank number one and number four in yards after the catch in the NFL? Not too shabby to have Brandon Ayuk be your number one in a case where Debo has to take a seat on the sideline. But then, oh gosh, I know we forget. How on earth are we going to get past this point of that we don't have Debo Samuels? Well, guys, I'll tell you. We've got this guy. His name keeps coming up. Every now and then I hear about him. He's an energetic guy, but he's a very strong guy. He's also a very good blocker as well. Ladies and gentlemen, did we forget about the fact that the 49ers have the best tight end in the league in George Kittle? Oh. Did
Mm.
did I also mention the fact, and if you don't want to give him number one, you give him number two. I'll take it. Either way it goes, it's interchangeable. Kelsey, Kittle, Kelsey, Kittle. Mr. Zell, are you aware of the fact that the 49ers have Brandon Ayuk, George Kittle, and also Jawan Jennings, who is a possession receiver, but also Christian McCaffrey in the backfield? That's still, on any given Sunday, a recipe for disaster for any defense. Tell me one game where the Rams have jumped off the screen so greatly that you've said that they're going to get back to the NFC Championship this year. Can you? Can you give me at least one half of football where the Rams completely dominated on offense this season? I'm waiting.
Nope.
Mm,
Nope.
okay. Well, because Jimmy G, his record against Mr. Sean McVay. That's so weak, that name. I can't. Sean McVay. Who? How do we listen? li- I don't like the Rams. I don't like the Rams. I don't like the Rams. I don't like them. I don't like them. They're a division opponent, and they can't beat us. It's simple. I'm going to finish my diatribe by saying that the Rams are going to lose today. The 49ers are going to win. Jimmy G is going to have a decent game. He's going to hold the ball. He's not going to throw too many interceptions, maybe one. You got to know that he's going to give you at least one. And the Niners become victorious once again in LA. The 49er fans are down here. They're flooding the town. Did you guys see on social media that they bought 59% of the seats that are going to be in SoFi Stadium today? It's going to be a
Wow.
sea of red. That's just what it's going to be. You guys got to understand what's going on. You are really dealing with a franchise who really needs to freaking win. The Niners really want to win, you guys. Are they going to win? Hell no at the end of the day because they got Jimmy G at quarterback. But they're going to at least be competitive enough to get to the playoffs, okay? Ladies and gentlemen, that is my pick. The 49ers do come out with a victory, and we get to our next week, which is a bye. And now we have 2 weeks where we'll allow Debo to sit out, 3 weeks in total because he's not playing today to rest that hamstring injury and come back in full force. And now we have guys like Elijah Mitchell coming back. Who's our second guy that you forgot about? Guess what? Number 8 reason why the 49ers are going to be back in style is because guys are going to be coming off of IR, including my guy, Mr. Eric Armstead and Dre Greenlaw. You guys are going to have a problem come December, Seattle. Bang, bang, Niner game. You heard what it was, man.
I love your flip flop answer. It mirrors the answer that you gave for the last time that they played. Keep it, keep that same energy.
I'm
Because
looking
when
for
the Rams,
consistency here, sir.
you need consistency. You need consistency from your 49ers. And although they are injured, they will put up a good fight. But in this game, where you have Brandon Ayuk as your number one receiver, that is not good for you guys. As much as you would like it to be, as much as Brandon Ayuk has supposed to been this breakout player every single year,
Damn.
he cannot change the fact that he cannot catch with his hands. As a number one receiver, you cannot be the one to catch with your body. Now, this is catching with your hands. This is Brandon Ayuk. You are going to have to rely on him, and it is going to be tough for Jimmy G. You better get it in Kittle's hands. But that's not a recipe for success. You can't continue to just throw it to your tight end. It's not going to be a cakewalk for you guys. It's not going to be easy. It's going to be a hard fought game in LA, and LA needs a win. They need to convince the viewers that they are still that team. They are the defending champs. They need this win to show how good they can be and to show that they can come out of the West. Because right now, if they lose, the Seahawks still sit at the top of the West. So this is a much needed win for them. It's a divisional game. We love to see divisional games where these wins actually matter within standings. This is a huge game. The San Francisco 49ers will go into SoFi and get spanked. That's my prediction. I'm going with the Rams to spank the 49ers, who are not healthy, who don't have their best weapon in Debo Samuel. Debo is a monster. And when you don't have a monster on your team and you just have, just some average players and a lot of hurt players, a lot of injuries, Mosley is a huge, huge blow to that secondary. And Armstead, that's a big boy in the middle who was supposed to be that guy. They got rid of DeForest Buckner and kept Armstead. He's supposed to be that guy. He's not available. And now you're playing against a Rams team who is pretty healthy without Cam Akers, who hasn't been there for the majority of the season. They're a healthy team. Cooper Kupp, I feel, is going to run amok. all over the secondary of the 49ers. And Jimmy G is going to have to throw that ball to keep up in the game. And when he airs it out too many times, that's a recipe for an interception. A Jimmy G throw when he's trying to come back in a game is never, never good. He's not great at late game decisions. He's not great at comebacks. Jimmy G is a bridge quarterback now. Crazy to say. He was supposed to be the guy, and now he's just a bridge. That's tough. The Los Angeles Rams will get the dub.
I love it that you're wrong. I love that you just are a hater. And it seems like you didn't really watch the last game. Well, you did because that was the one that we lost. But I don't believe that you're acknowledging the 20 million other games that we've won, being sarcastic, obviously. But it's been a lot. And I don't know. Sometimes I don't believe you're about the percentages, Zell. Sometimes I believe you're just about making a complete foolery of your franchise. And I believe that's okay with you guys because you did that when you decided not to support Russell Wilson. I won't forget it. I'm keeping it in the back of my head. I'm saying every single time I see a Seahawk, they're not a real fan. You guys are bandwagon. You probably think Geno Smith is better than Russell Wilson. I probably would hear one of your fans say that. They would probably say that. That's how much you guys are haters. Don't have respect for it. Can't do it. Won't do it. You heard Mike Singletary say it. I'm not playing with y'all, man. And ain't no time to start playing today. In a couple hours, we're about to go ahead and see what the 49ers will do. We'll see how much they play your boy Christian McCaffrey in this brand new offense that he's going to excel in because this is the zone read that he loves anyway, that zone stretch rather. And oh my goodness, that counter. Woo! Wait till we get that man on that counter. Oh, and don't trip. You know we're gonna throw some screenplays out there. We gonna hit him on them. Oh, we gotta hit him on a route. Put that man. I want to see him. Huh, slip right across that field. Get a ball. Ha! Shaking everybody, or I'll take 30, whichever way you like it. Listen, I don't like to really cause a lot of ruckus because I like to let people really speak what they want to say because everybody's entitled to their own opinion. But I can't seem to imagine, Zell, why you really feel that the Rams are going to beat us, but you guys are going to win today against the New York Giants team that's much better than y'all. Even though I know that Seattle should win, that's the reason why I chose you guys. That don't mean you're gonna get that dub. You think that home field advantage matters every time? We've seen that happen every single time with the Las Vegas Raiders this year. And what happens? They continue to disappoint us. So you know what? You guys are the Las Vegas Raiders today, in my eyes. But you still better win because I picked you. I yield my time.
Let's fly. You flying with me. So you talked about how I don't like my numbers. I don't make sure that my percentages are right. Well, with this next game, I think it's pretty much a guarantee that I'm going to go with the Buffalo Bills over the Green Bay Packers because I'm about my numbers, and this should be a no-brainer. The way Green Bay went into that Washington game and could not do anything,
Yeah.
playing hot potato at the end of the game. What is that? Um, yeah, I'm just going to go and say that Buffalo Bills are a much better team than the Green Bay Packers, and Aaron Rodgers is on his way out. Josh Allen is on his way up. Let's go Bills. How do you feel?
I don't feel good. I don't feel that you know any more than what you knew before. I feel that you're going with the majority because everybody knows that the Buffalo Bills are going to win. I'm not going to play this Aaron Rodgers game with you like, oh my God, he's so elite that no, he's not going to do that. I don't even hate Aaron Rodgers. I like Aaron Rodgers. I like his arrogance. I like the way that he talks to people. I think he's hilarious to me as a fan. sitting back watching greatness. But today he won't be great. He'll be pedestrian, serviceable. Aaron Rodgers has disappointed me so much as a leader of men. Gosh, man. He really disappointed me, Zell. I thought I saw more. Now, I'm not going to still say that this man isn't great, but I will say he's been a disappointment because I got to be honest. And you know what I haven't been honest about? How good this Green Bay Packers team is. Almost every single week, I've placed a bet in favor that Green Bay wins. And Zell, they continue to disappoint me. You said something earlier. You spoke about percentages. Well, I'm about percentages too, Zell. I like being in the 8th percentile. I like being around progressiveness, productivity, high performers. So, Zell, I got to go the right way. Tell you what it is. There ain't no way Green Bay wins this game today. Not at all. The Buffalo Bills are those guys. And anytime I bet against the Buffalo Bills and I take an L, that's fine. But I know that day ain't going to be today. So go Buffalo. Because Josh Allen is just that great. And go Green Bay. Because I ain't got nothing else to say. But that Green Bay is going to get smacked up today. And that if you don't believe in Zell or Tick's way, you might be set up for a delay. Let's go.
Yeah. Spoken like a true poet.
No.
Spoken word. A poet. And you didn't even know it.
Special.
Absolutely. Take these picks. Listen to our knowledge and take them into the future. Because what we're telling you will allow you to win on your big bets. Don't go over 6 on a parlay. Go with your gut. And don't, and I mean do not, gamble away your rent money. Because that puts you in a mother effing hole.
Woo!
But last week was an amazing week for me. 10 out of 13. 77%. Numbers guy. My man Tick, I will not talk about your picks from the last week. But I will say that before last week, you were doing great. Okay? You were 3 picks ahead of me. I counted them up. But guess what? Last week was a comeback week. And I told you about it. I warned you. So now I'm up 3. You can do the math. You better get your game right. You better do a little more research. Because I'm coming with it, Tick. In this rivalry here, ain't no weak link. Strong chains. I'm coming with the games. And we got big money coming in. Because the picks that I gave you today are the picks that I confidently put my money on. Rock with me, y'all.
Well, I don't believe anybody wants to rock with you, Zell. But I do like the confidence that you're displaying. I don't believe it's something you actually feel inside. I believe this is one of those moments where you just want to make people think that you feel good about yourself in these picks. And that's fine. That's actually good for you because I don't want your mental health to be affected. That's not going to work in favor of neither yourself or me. what I will say in closing is that I sincerely appreciate the opportunity to be able to pick uh, and make these picks uh, opposite of yours for the most part. Uh, I do wish nothing but travesty today on that football field for the Seattle Seahawks. I pray and see in your future that you guys will get the W because I chose you to get the W. And when it comes to the 49ers, please continue to hate because we love the hate and we embrace the hate because after we come back from this bye week, you guys can go ahead and consider the rest of the league cooked. And I'm out.
You said your piece, and we go in peace. This has been another amazing day, another amazing week. Week 8 in the books. Like, comment, subscribe, share. West Coast Rivalry podcast. Let's get it straight. We out, y'all.
Ahala.